this goes opposite to what Facebook wants, they're going to find ways to adapt, aren't they?
Of course they are. Of course they are. They have lots of ways to track people. And the whole issue is, which Tim Cook has been talking about, is just track within your own app. And if people want to do it, they can. If they can't, they don't. I don't think they have a particularly powerful argument with this small business thing. I agree with John on this one. I think what they're trying to do is say this really affects our businesses. And we've had this great time chasing you all around the internet, off our apps even. And now we can't do it. And maybe the jig is up. Now, we'll see. I mean, one of the things that Facebook and others have relied on for many years, who are not as innovative as they need to be, is they rely on inertia. And so people just are like, oh, fine, I'll just say yes. And I think that they may be more powerful. That may be a more powerful force than you imagine here. I don't think people are dying to get great ads anywhere on Facebook. And I think this argument about small businesses is a difficult one. And the issue is that the only places to advertise are two companies, Facebook and Google. And so maybe that's the problem. And so there's all kinds of issues here that I think Facebook is pointing to that maybe they don't mean to be doing while they're doing it.
Kara, the fallback argument here from Facebook's side is that Apple is treating third parties differently than it's treating itself. Users of Apple apps don't have to opt in to having their data used. I'm not sure that holds up because of Apple's adoption of differential privacy and the anonymization of data within its apps. Plus, I think if I'm using an Apple device with Apple apps and I'm signing in to an iOS account, that I have opted in. But I don't know what you think.
You know what? I think Facebook shouldn't have had such a bad phone. Maybe it should have done a good phone many years ago. Maybe it should buy a phone company. Maybe, lots of things. The reason Apple is successful with the people that use it is they like the system and they're in the ecosystem. I do feel like I'm signed into Apple when I'm using their apps. And so I don't feel like they're constantly trying to ping me for data and things like that. And I think it's really clear that companies like Facebook and others are. And so just giving people the choice is fine. If people want to opt in, they should. But the opt in is the thing, not opt out, because opt out is advantage Facebook or advantage anyone who wants to collect a lot of data. It's just the way it is, and they just don't like the way it is. And if they don't like it, they should have a phone that people use, a Facebook phone, and then you could opt into their system and be very happy living in Facebook universe if you want. I don't know. Lots of people love
create
Facebook.
A phone and an operating system. Kara, last week I spoke to Nextdoor CEO Sarah Fryer that, has a similar model. They rely on advertising. I asked her what she thought about the iOS changes, and she said, hey, we welcome it. This could actually give us a competitive advantage because we built our own ad stack. It was so interesting to hear another social network welcome these changes. Is there, other platforms that you think small businesses are now going to move to? Is this going to be sort of the most important thing to hit that Google, Facebook duopoly that we've just seen grow and grow?
Well, I think it gives an opportunity for a lot of things. Is that you make your businesses based on what consumers want. And if consumers don't want to opt into targeting, they don't have to. Honestly, Apple's got a whole myriad of issues. But when Tim Cook said that in that podcast with me, I don't understand why this is an issue. People should be able to opt in or opt out of data usage. And that is pretty basic. And they're sort of waving their hands over here about small businesses or waving their hands on lots of issues or pointing out discrepancies in the Apple system. That's fine. But the fact of the matter is Apple has an ecosystem and it wants to do this and it will be able to do this. And Facebook is going to have to cope with it. And I think it gives an opportunity for other companies to say, hey, this is how we're handling your data. This is what we're using it for. This is the benefits you can get from it. I'd like to hear the benefits from Facebook rather than everything that's wrong with Tim Cook or everything that's, this sort of fear mongering kind of thing. I'd like to hear the benefits of opting in. What do I get, Facebook, if I want to opt in? And what don't I get? And what are you doing with it? Why can't they just make that argument? It seems like they should be able to make a good argument about why we should use their system.